My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria by Dr. Utker. How will your family settle the last slice?
It was just amazing that this little blonde kid stood out, even though some of the boys at that time were a year older than he was. He was able to do things so much quicker than the other boys.
Most Canadian towns have a hockey hero, but sometimes a relationship between a community and a player runs much deeper. So it is with Bobby Orr and Parry Sound.
Well, how old are you now, Bobby?
I'm 15 right now.
And where's your home? Or where did you come originally from Parry Sound, eh?
You know, growing up here, you know, we're playing hockey on the bay over there, and the bridge you cross coming to Parry Sound up the river a little bit. We used to have a rink up there, and you pass Victory School, and we used to have a rink there where we played. And then in the summertime, we'd go out there fishing. You know, we were on the water all the time.
Few redefine their position the way Orr changed his. A mobile, puck-carrying defenseman years ahead of his time. It was a skill set born in the place he grew up.
Royce Tennant was just a great influence on me. He was my coach, and that's how we learned to play the game. Out here in the Bay, God only knows how many on each team. You drop the puck and away you go. And if you didn't learn how to skate, it wasn't much fun. So you had to learn how to skate. And when you got the puck, it was fun handling the puck, and that's the way we learned to play the game.
He was playing right wing on the first line. He would play defense the rest of the time. But I moved him back permanently to defense, and he told me it opened up the whole arena to me.
A scout with the Boston Bruins first saw Orr when he was 13 years old. It was an accidental discovery.
Back then, it was about like it is today, with all the different networks and magazines, and I mean, it was so different back there. I mean, Boston wouldn't have seen me if they hadn't gone to Gananoque to see two other guys.
Now, why did you decide to choose Boston?
Well, I think that Boston is building their team now, and I'd just like to be a part of their building.
In the days before the NHL draft, teams found creative ways to secure their players.
The Boston Bruins gave Parry Sound Minor Hockey $10,000. They donated, which was good. They could use the money. But for $10,000, Boston claimed Bobby Orr.
Tonight, playing his first game here in the Garden with the Boston Bruins, Bobby Orr. Bobby, are you enjoying it all?
Oh, very much so, thank you.
You like the traveling?
Yes, very much.
You like the cities?
They're great.
What about the spirit of the Boston club?
Oh, they have great spirit. We have a young team. I think the average age around 24, and they have great spirit, and we're all great guys.
Bobby and I were roommates when he first came to Boston, and I was supposed to look after him and help him lead the way, but it reversed. It was looking after me.
All of a sudden, he's got running room. Getting around Harris, putting in, Orr scored a short-handed goal. Bobby Orr has broken the record for most goals in a season by a defenseman from the line. Goal! And it's a standing ovation here at the Boston Garden for Bobby Orr.
Despite his quiet nature, Orr would become one of the most famous Bruins of all time. Over a 10-year span in Boston, he helped restore the franchise to glory, ending a 29-year Stanley Cup drought.
Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! Scores for the Boston Bruins!
When I see that photo, it wouldn't have mattered who scored the goal. My dream was to be on a Stanley Cup team. And we had a great group of guys, and we played real well as a team. And that's what made it special.
Today, Orr remains involved in the game. He's the face of the Orr Hockey Group, an agency that represents some of the NHL's brightest stars, including Connor McDavid.
I'm very lucky, and my family's very lucky to be able to have that relationship with him. You know, we invited him to come have brunch at our house. The night before, my mom was cleaning the entire bottom floor. Just the only place that he would see. It was spotless, and everything else was on the upstairs floor, bottom floor, but that one middle floor was spotless.
The big thing we try to stress is, love the game, never lose your passion for the game, be a good person, don't forget how you got here. It's not a coincidence that the better the kid is off the ice, the better he is on the ice.
It's Bobby Orr, but I mean, he's the best guy that I know. He's truly is one of the most amazing people I've ever met.
I think he's a Canadian treasure. I think he's a gentleman. Teaching Bobby wasn't necessary. He was just the ultimate hockey player.
My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria by Dr. Utker. How will your family settle the last slice?